Okay, so the reason why I wanted to use 2 blocks today is I really want to focus on that step to the top of the mat. So if I just show you without blocks what I'm talking about. So what I've noticed, the good thing about being a yoga teacher is that I'm not only an online yoga teacher, I'm also a teacher in a yoga studio seeing real bodies, real yogis. So a really common struggle that I see in my classes is that the students find it hard to get just one step in between the hands, placing that foot consciously without lifting the wrists. So many of you might be doing that step forward, doing some tricks like this, or lifting the right hand and then placing it, or maybe swinging the leg round and then placing your hand. But what we want to focus today is how much you need to round the body and how much you need to shift your weight in order to take that conscious step forward in between your hands without lifting your wrist. So I invite you to align your blocks underneath or shoulder widths apart, around the 3/4 of the way up your mat. And then I want you to sit back onto your heels, just stretching this top of their ankle and foot. So you need to get used to this stretch, getting the foot in line with your shin. So try your best to hold this position and start to warm your wrists as we come into the practice. Just slowly rolling the wrists, basically keeping that connection of the base of your hand together as you turn it round. Maybe hearing some clicks like me. And now let's change directions. And relax, palms facing open onto your lap, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, pumping the chest forward. So almost lifting the weight off your heels just by lifting through the spine. Inhale, reach your arms wide, shoulder level, bringing your fingertips together. On the exhale, drop your left hand to the side and reach your right arm up. Stay seated on the heels. And inhale, bend your left elbow towards your hips and reach your right arm over. And exhale, come back to center, hands onto your shoulders. Inhale, reach your arms wide, shoulder level, fingers together. Exhale, drop your right hand to the side, lift your left arm up, stay seated. Inhale, reach your left arm over the ear, feel the side stretch as you bend your right elbow. Exhale, push the floor and hands on shoulders. And again, 2 more. Inhale, reach your arms wide and lengthen your spine. Exhale, drop your left hand and bend your left elbow. Inhale, reach your right arm over the ear, side stretch. And exhale, push the floor, come back to center with hands on shoulders. Inhale, reach your arms wide, shoulder level, and lengthen the spine. Exhale, drop your right hand down, bend your right elbow into the side. Inhale, reach your left arm over the ear, maybe look up. Exhale, push the floor, come back to center, hands on shoulders. 1 more round. Inhale, reach your arms wide and lengthen your spine, your neck. Exhale, drop your left hand down, bend your elbow into the side body. Inhale, reach your right arm over the ear, look up if you can. Exhale, push the floor, come back to center, hands on shoulders. Inhale, last side, reach your arms wide and lengthen. Exhale, drop your right hand down, bend your right elbow. Inhale, reach the left arm over the ear. And exhale, push the floor, hands onto your lap or dropping down by your side. Inhale, we're going to circle your left arm up. Exhale, rotate the shoulder, reach it behind you and drop your fingertips down. Keep your shoulders square, so you might need to slide your left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. And inhale, pressure with your left fingertips as you reach your right arm up. Inhale, pump the chest. On the exhale, really contract your back muscles to arch your spine. Hold it, inhale. Exhale. 2, keep pushing the chest forward. Exhale. 3, last one. On the exhale, push your left fingertips, come up straight, and bend your right elbow, dropping the hand behind your neck. Inhale, rotate your left palm to face the back of the mat, and bend the left elbow. Try and meet your fingers. If not, you can grab your t-shirt or use a strap hanging from your right hand. And if you can, join your palms together. From there, start to lift your chin, pushing into your right forearm as you look up. Exhale, we're going to stay and start to lean forward, holding the grip, leaning forward, intensifying the stretch. Great. Stay here. Inhale. If you meet your forehead to the ground, that's great. Go ahead. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, stretch your right arm forward. Place it down on the floor, or if the block is there, place it on the block. And inhale. Let go of your left arm and reach it round and forward, shoulder level, shoulder width apart. And on the exhale, come back up into your tabletop. Now place the block underneath your hands in your tabletop if they're not already. And then inhale with your tops of your toes flat. You want to come into cow pose. So curl your tailbone, widen your seat, and push your chest between your shoulders. And on the exhale, come into cat pose, tucking the tailbone and rounding the spine. Now we're going to add some more movement. So come into cow pose, tuck your toes, change the feet, and start to sit back. And on the exhale, tuck your tailbone round and start to lean forward. Inhale, lift your tailbone, arch your spine, and start to sit back. Exhale, round your spine and start to lean forward. Feel the stretch, enjoy it. Last one, inhale, arch your spine and sit back. This time, again, tuck your toes and sit back onto your heels. Inhale, reach your right arm up next to the ear. Rotate the shoulder, and exhale, reach it behind you and touch your fingertips to the ground. Inhale, reach your left arm up next to the ear. And on the exhale, pump your chest, push the floor, arch the spine, and hold, dropping the chin towards chest. 3 breaths. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Last one. On the exhale, push your right hand to come up straight, bending the left elbow, dropping the hand behind your heart. Inhale, turn your right palm to face the back of the mat and bend the elbow, walking the wrist up. Exhale, see if you can join your fingertips together. If not, use a strap or try and clasp your hands. Inhale, elbow behind the head and chin up, look up. And exhale, hold the stretch here, or you can start to lean forward, intensifying the stretch, trying to meet your belly towards the thighs, or even trying to meet your forehead to the ground. Wow, this side, I'm much, much tighter. Hold this here. Exhale. No need to go all the way down if it doesn't come for you. Just go as wherever you can, or you can stay upright. 3, last one. We hold. First, you let go of your left hand, straighten it. Place your hand on the block. There it is. And now straighten your right arm, circle it round and forward, and place your right hand onto the block, dropping your forearms. And now inhale, push down through your knees and come up into tabletop. Exhale, let's tuck the toes and come into a neutral spine. Inhale, come into your cow pose. Pull your chest and chin forward and upwards. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale. This time you come into cow pose and start to sit back towards the heels with toes tucked. And exhale, tuck your tailbone, push the floor, and lift to round. Inhale, lift your tailbone, arch your spine, and look forward and up. Sit back. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone and round your spine, lean forward. One more round. Inhale, curl your tailbone, lengthen your chest and chin up. And then exhale, round your spine and come back into tabletop, neutral spine. So from your tabletop, I want you to activate your shoulders. So you really need to get used to working these muscles between your shoulders by pumping them up. So let's pump them up and then drop them back down. So this is a wrong posture. We want good posture, so push it up. Feel strength now in your shoulders and in between your shoulder blades. Push, bringing your heart towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop. Inhale, push. Exhale, drop. Inhale, push. Exhale, drop. Last one, inhale, push. This time I want you to stay and take 2 long steps back. See how far away your feet can go in a flex underneath your heel. This is the measurement of your plank with your shoulders over wrists. Without curving your spine, you want to tuck the tailbone down towards the heels and hug the belly up. Now immediately drop your knees down and notice how they're leaning back. Hold them like this. Now untuck your toes, bringing the tops of the toes into the ground so my feet are flat, toes pointed back. And now I'm going to almost come into a cow pose. Inhale. And now I'm going to come into a cat pose, but I'm going to raise my knees round the body. Inhale, come into a cow pose. And then exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, bend the knees and lift the tailbone, chin and chest. And exhale, cat. This time you drop to your knees, you sit back with your toes pointed back, and you start to rest your elbows and your forehead. Really get some rest time into your shoulders and arms. We're going to be using quite a lot of that strength in the arms. 2 more, inhale. So I want you to find recovery. 1 more, inhale. On the exhale, push through your shins and knees and come back up. So try and keep your hands and feet where they are. If not, you need to measure your plank. And then I want you to drop your knees down. Notice how they're leaning back. Now chains onto the top of the toes. So with this foot like this, you might be experiencing some pain. You're only experiencing pain if you're keeping your weight back towards your feet. You want all the weight to go into your hands. So here you can see the weight is in my feet. Here you can see the weight is in my hands, but I'm going to use my abdomen to take some of that weight and shift it towards my hands. Now, bend your right knee into the chest and into the nose. And now go back with pointed foot. Now, bend the left knee into the nose, hug it in, weight in the hands, and exhale. Straighten the left leg back, drop your knees, and sit back. Let's come up. Sitting on your heels, roll the shoulders back, pump the chest forward, and open your palm. Rest the wrists and draw a few circles. Just rotating your wrist or coming into that lotus flower gesture. Change directions. Good. So if you are experiencing pain there, it means that there's too much weight on your feet. You need to get all the weight off your feet, lift the abdomen, and try and get all the weight into your shoulders and hands. So now we're going to come and repeat that same movement, but we're going to hold it. We're going to get static. So come into your hands onto the block. Maybe walk your knees forward to begin with. And then you're going to walk your feet back, but keep your shoulders in line with the wrists. So first I come into plank. Then I drop my knees down. Untuck my toes, pointing the toes back. Coming onto my toenails, I start to round my spine, almost coming into a cat pose. And now inhale, bend your right knee into the nose and hold. 3. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. And on the exhale, extend the right leg back, drop to your knees, and child's pose. We stay here just 1 breath. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly come back up. Keep your knees, keep your hands where they are. Keep your toes pointed and lift into cat pose. Inhale. Bend your left knee into the nose and exhale. Hold. 3 breaths. Exhale. 2. Push, push, push. Exhale. 3. Extend the left leg back. Drop to your knees and take child's pose. Well done. Stay here, 3 breaths. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. Exhale, slowly come up. Let's measure our hands and knees in tabletop. You can feel now the charge that's necessary in order to do that shifting of the weight into the hands rather than keeping it in the foot. So we're going to keep the same. We're going to go back into our tabletop and you're going to take 2 long steps back into plank. And now bend your knees, drop them to the floor, and untuck the toes. Come back into your super round plank on the tippy toes, or more onto your toenails, and bend your right knee into the chest, and try and step your right foot next to your block. So next to your right block. So my left foot might be hurting, so I'm going to really charge all the energy into my right foot. So try and align your right knee over the ankle and get more weight here rather than in your left foot. Try and use that energy here and reach your right arm, both arms up next to the ear. Keep that extension of the left leg and hold for 3. Playing with balance as you stay on your left toenails. 2. Exhale. 3. And on the exhale, hands down, stay. Keep the weight in the hands, keep the weight forward. And now hug your right heel into the glute and step your right leg back into a point. And exhale, drop to your knees. And I want you to sit back in child's pose. Well done. Stay in child's pose and rest. On the exhale, slowly round your spine, tuck your toes, and enjoy a stretch of the feet, of your toes underneath the heels. Measure your tabletop. Let's just slowly come into a cow pose. Inhale. And exhale, cat. Well done. Inhale, cow. And exhale. Let's take a downward facing dog. So a downward facing dog on blocks is quite enjoyable. You just want to push through all fingertips, claw the block, and start to lengthen the spine. Stay here, hanging your head between the shoulders, looking towards your feet. Last down dog, inhale. And on the exhale, lean forward, drop your knees down into tabletop. Now let's do the other side. So from here, I want you to take 2 long steps back into your plank. Exhale, from plank, drop your knees down. Untuck your toes. From there, push down through the toes, round your shoulders, and inhale. Hug your left knee into the chest and step it forward. Try and get that foot in between your hands, close to the left block, and get all the weight into your left ankle and left heel. So I'm trying to shift all the weight into my left thigh. Hold it there, coming onto my fingertips on blocks, and then hold my chest, just hovering off the left leg and reaching my arms forward. Extending my right leg, 3 breaths. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. On the exhale, place your hands down, but keep the weight in your hands rather than in your right foot. Round the shoulders, hug your left heel into the glute, and extend the left leg back in a point, touch the ground, and exhale, bend your knees, and sit into child's pose. Collapse your shoulders and your head to the floor. 1 breath, inhale. And then exhale, round your spine, come up and align your knees, walking them forward into tabletop. Really tuck your toes and stretch the sole of the foot as well as your toes, enjoying that tuck at 90 degrees underneath the heel. From there, I want you to enjoy the alignment and the tucking of the toes, and slowly float your knees and push your hands on top of the blocks and lengthen your spine for downward facing dog on blocks. Hang your head, let it go on top of, in between your shoulders. I want you to take 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. Okay, there's gonna be no more tops of those toes. We're gonna just stay on normal feet. So good. I just wanted to make the point of shifting weight into your shoulders. So now I want you to lift both heels and bend your right knee into the chest and round your shoulders over your hands. Hold the knee into the chest, and now exhale, step the right foot back on the ball of the right foot, and then press your heels down. So you're hardly moving, just taking minimal movement. Inhale, lift both heels, bend your left knee into the chest, round your shoulders over the hands, and now exhale, step your left toes back, and press your heels down. Again, right side. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your right knee into the chest, round your shoulders, but this time stay. On the next inhale, I want you to hover your foot higher than the line of the block. And then exhale, place your foot down on the inside of the right block. Harder than it looks. Good. Now inhale, can you straighten your right knee, coming onto your fingertips? If you need to increase the height of your blocks, go ahead as you straighten the leg and look for support. Trying to square my hips so right hip plugs back, lengthen my left side body. Exhale. One more, inhale. And on the exhale, I'm going to keep my legs straight as possible, and I'm going to round my shoulders, hugging my abdomen into my spine, or hugging my intestines upwards. Inhale, lengthen by curling your tailbone up, almost coming into that cow pose. Exhale, round your spine. 3, inhale, lengthen the spine, coming into a flat back. Almost looking for the curl of cow pose. Exhale, round. Okay, so from there, I'm going to come into a neutral spine. I'm going to micro bend my right knee so I can change my blocks to the lowest level. From there, with my hands wide, I'm going to round my spine again and try to straighten the right leg. With my shoulders rounded, pressing into my hands, let's lift and float your right foot higher than the level of the blocks. Hold it. 3. Exhale, land. 2, inhale, lift. Exhale, land. On the last inhale, lift and float, float, float your right leg back. Step it into a plank. So left leg shifts back. Lean forward. And on the exhale, Chaturanga. Good. Drop to your hips and open the chest. I'm actually going to drop my ribs in between the blocks. Maybe you need to add some separation, but I want to keep my hands underneath my elbows so I can feel the opening of the chest. You can stay here, 3 breaths. Exhale. 2, without letting the chest drop, try and keep it up. 3, inhale. And on the exhale, open your arms wide and try and reach behind you. From there, try and lift your feet and open the chest. 3 breaths. In. Exhale. 2, in. Exhale. 3, last one. And on the exhale, drop your feet and place your hands on blocks. Now, push your knees into the ground. Drop your forehead. And try and just lift your torso halfway so you can hug your elbows into your sides and come into this variation of Chaturanga. Inhale, push up. Coming into a tabletop, you walk your knees forward. And on the exhale, let's start to sit back and take child's pose, dropping your elbows and placing your chest on top of the thighs. Enjoying a relaxation here. Allowing your forehead to crease towards your nose. 2 more breaths, really elongating the breath by opening the ribs. Exhale, letting the air come out soothingly through the nose. Expand your chest, your ribs, breathe in. On the exhale, push down through your knees and come back into tabletop. Are you ready for the other side? So come into your tabletop with blocks right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and tuck your toes. Really stretch your feet. Now from there, float your knees and start to press into the block, clawing the block with your fingertips, lengthening your arms and hanging your head. Stay here in this down dog on blocks, enjoying the height and maybe enjoying the space that it creates. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, you shift all the weight into your right toes. And inhale, or don't do that yet. Inhale, reach your heels up. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, hug your left knee into the chest. And exhale, step your left toes back in line with right and place your heels back down. Inhale, lift your heels high, round your shoulders forward. And exhale, hug your right knee into the chest. Inhale, step it back. And exhale, place your heels down. Inhale, lift your heels high, round your shoulders forward. Exhale, hug your left knee into the chest. Inhale, hover your left foot in between the hands and then place it down on the inside of the block. Well done. Straighten both legs. If you're unable to straighten it, you might need to lift your hands. Lift the height of the block if you need to. 3 breaths in. Exhale. 2 more breaths in. Straight legs. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And on the exhale, I want you to round your shoulders, looking back at your navel. Inhale, lengthen the spine, coming almost into a cow pose. Exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Feel the stretch deepen as you come into this flat back. Exhale, round. Strengthen your shoulders. 3, inhale, lengthen, pull the floor. And on the exhale, round. But you're going to stay rounded. But as you stay rounded, but you're going to change your gaze. Keep your shoulders round, but look between your blocks. And then from there, try and lift your left foot higher than the level of the blocks. We hold it for 3. Exhale, drop the foot. 2, inhale, lift it up, rounding the shoulders. Exhale, drop. 3rd one, inhale, lift, keep it afloat, and float your foot all the way back and behind your right foot. Step both feet back and lean forward for plank. Exhale, Chaturanga on blocks. This time, you're going to drop onto the tops of the toes and push the block. Straighten your arms and let the hips sink. Feeling the stretch on the top of the hips and the top of the thigh. Can you rotate your shoulders, push the block, and float your legs? Activate the 3 feet and hold it for 3. Exhale. 2, can you rotate your inner thighs upwards? Exhale. Last one, push. Drop to your knees and push into a child's pose. Dropping your elbows, hanging your head. Stay here, 3 breaths. Exhale. Weighing my head down, letting the arms drop. Exhale. 3, last one. On the exhale, slowly come back up. Well done. So we're coming onto your hands and knees, and then you're going to sit back onto your heels, just alleviating any weight that's on your hand and drawing some circles. Rotating the palm, coming into your lotus flower. Letting the weight come off your wrists and hands. Now change directions. Good. So we're getting used to that step forward, using the strength of our scapula, our shoulders, and the core lifting you up. So this time we're going to do the step again. And we're going to tuck the toes from tabletop and push our way back into downward facing dog, lengthening the spine and holding it for 3. 1, inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, last one. And on the exhale, I want you to lift the heels. Inhale, lift the heels and shift your shoulders. On the exhale, hug your right knee to nose or chest. Inhale, step your right leg back. And exhale, shift the weight back into the heels as you drop them down. Inhale, lift the heels high and round your shoulders forward. Exhale, hug your left knee into the chest. Inhale, step your left leg back. Push the weight back and exhale, drop the heels down. Again, right side. Inhale, lift the heels, round your shoulders. Exhale, hug your right knee into the chest and stay. Inhale, look between your blocks and
Hover your flexed foot in between the hands. Keep it float. Exhale, land the foot and straighten the knee. Inhale, come onto your fingertips and lengthen. And on the exhale, I want you to bend into your right knee. Good. So from there, I want you to push down on the blocks, round your shoulders, and hug it up and step right back into your down dog. So the measurement of down dog should still be at tabletop. If not, you can always check. And now we're going to do the same again, but with your left heel turned in 45 degrees. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm turning my left heel 45 degrees inwards to touch my right. So now putting pressure into my left foot and pushing pressure into my hands, I keep the weight back into my left heel. And then from there, I'm going to do the same. And I'm going to hug the right knee into the chest, round the spine, keep the right knee high, don't lift your left heel, and step consciously your right foot in between the blocks. From there, you're going to straighten both legs again, but you're going to turn towards your left side, finding balance, reaching your arms up. And on the exhale, you're going to turn your belly towards the front of the mat, really pressing down through your left heel. On the inhale, I want you to lift the chest and squeeze your arms into the ears. And on the exhale, hold it, but start to bend your right knee forward over the ankle. We come into your warrior one. We hold for 3. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale, pressing my left foot back on the outer edge. 3, inhale. And on the exhale, stay up, but start to lift your left heel. You're almost coming up higher. Start to rotate the left inner thigh out and start to sink your hips down lower in line with your knee. Inhale, arch your spine. And on the exhale, lean forward, release the lock of your hands and keep your arms shoulder width apart and leaning over the thigh. You hold this now for 3 more, getting strength in your leg. 2 more, inhale, and your thigh and your glute. Exhale. 3, last one. Keep your chest high, but place your hands onto the blocks. Can you inhale, lift your left leg, coming onto the fingertips, you lengthen. So just minimal support on the block. Exhale, square your hips by rotating your left inner thigh upwards. Now, option 1 is to stay right here. Option 2 is to place the hands in front of the block. So if you have your hands in front of the block, I want you to lift the right heel for option 3 and see if you can bend the left knee into your armpit. And if you can, maybe it floats the right leg up. Again, inhale, lean forward by lifting your right heel, bending your left knee into the shoulder. Can you float the right foot? Okay, now extend your left leg, come onto your fingertips, and let's see if you can place your hands, fingertips on block, and then slowly take a huge slow motion step as big as you can at the back of your mat onto your left toes. Everything nice and slow, burning up the muscles. And then from there, I want you to push down with your hands and consciously step your right leg back, looking forward, and then just sliding your toes forward, bending the knees, and getting ready to cross your shins. So I'm pressing my hands, lengthening my spine. We're going to do a press through. So what you're going to do is you're going to cross your shins, step your right foot behind left block, step your left foot behind right block, drop your hips, and can you hold your own body weight with crossed shins? So from there, I want you to see if you can lift, enter the feet, round the body, and exhale, sit down slowly behind the blocks, but keep hold of the blocks. Uncross your feet, point the toes. Option 1, you stay like this, 3 breaths. Option 2, you stay leaning back, but you straighten the legs, hands on blocks. 3 breaths, let's go. Look at the toes wherever they are. 2, inhale, keep that compression of your belly almost against the thighs. 3, inhale. On the exhale, bring back that cross. So your left shin is behind your right leg. And then inhale, we're going to, from leaning back, we're going to try and lean forward, push your hips up and back, and then exhale, back down. Do that 2 more. Inhale, lean forward, push your hips up, and exhale, back down. Last one, inhale, lean forward, lift up, and then exhale, sit down. Wow. Move the blocks out of the way, and then you're going to keep the cross, but place your heels underneath your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up, both of them next to the ears. Rotate the shoulder like you're swimming. And then exhale, place your fingertips to the ground, fingers pointing forward. From there, you're going to press down and arch your spine. Like we did in the beginning of class, you pump your chest forward, squeezing your shoulder blades. Use your back body, but keep your chest and chin together. Hold it for 3. Exhale. Trying almost to stretch your belly and your chest. Exhale. 3, inhale, last one. And on the exhale, you release and start to round your spine. Keep the cross of your legs. Grab the blocks and place it in front of your hips, shoulder width apart. So make sure your blocks are not wider than your shoulders. We're going to take 1 lift, and you're going to try and sit onto your shins. So maybe you watch me first. So I inhale, lift, swing, and sit on my shins. So I'll do it again with you. So inhale, lift, swing, and sit on the shins. Well done. From there, you want to lean forward, press down, and see if you can lift up and extend or jump your legs into plank. Exhale, lean forward, Chaturanga. Come into your upward facing dog, hanging your hips, but pushing off your toes, lifting the thighs. And hold. 3. Exhale, maybe walking my feet forward. 2. Exhale. 3. Drop to your knees, push, and sit into child's pose. Drop your elbows down and hang your head. Hold it. 3. Exhale. 2, inhale. Simple movements today, but doing them in a very challenging way. Consciousness. 3. Exhale, slowly come up and aligning yourself in tabletop. Once you find your tabletop, sit back, relieve the stress and weight from your shoulders, and bring them back into your feet. Open your palm, rest it on your lap. Well done. This time you're going to reach your arms up, grab your elbows, and just let the arms lift above the head. Inhale, drop your arms over to the right, opening the left ribs. Exhale back to center. Inhale, drop your arms over to the left, keeping the bind. And exhale back to center. This time, inhale, slide both hands behind your neck. And then exhale, open the arms up and place your open palm on your lap. Well done. Inhale, interlock the fingers and reach the arms up. Exhale, arch your spine. Inhale, come forward. Keep that flex in the wrist, but start to round your tailbone. Drop your chin. And exhale, let your palm face towards the chest. Inhale, open the palm by the hips and circle the arms up. Exhale, interlock the fingers and start to arch back. Inhale, keep the flex of the wrist, tuck the tailbone, and exhale, round your spine, drop your chin towards the chest. Turn your palms to face the belly, and inhale, let go of the fingers, drop the hand by your side and circle the arms up. Exhale, interlock the fingers and arch back. Keep the flex of the wrist, and exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine. Turn the palm to face the belly, and inhale, let go of the fingers, let them drop. And on the exhale, lean forward, place your hands on blocks, tuck the toes. Measure your tabletop, inhale, lift the knees. On the exhale, you push into down dog. From there, you're going to inhale, lift both heels, and exhale, shift your shoulders forward. Inhale, hug your left knee into the nose, and exhale, place the left foot back down. Inhale, lift your heels and shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, hug your right knee into the chest. Inhale, step the right foot back down. And exhale, place your heels down. Inhale, lift both heels, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, hug your left knee into the chest. Look forward. Inhale, step consciously your left foot forward. And exhale, straighten the left knee. Now you're going to bend the left knee immediately and go back. Inhale, round the shoulders, step your left leg back. And exhale, come into your down dog, pressing the heels back. This time you're going to rotate or pivot your right heel in 45 degrees. So I'm not sure if you can see that rotation of my right foot. I'm now going to really press my right heel down by pressing into my hands and getting weight back into the outer edge of my right foot. As I place my right foot down, I bend the left knee into the chest and lean forward, round the shoulders. And can you consciously step your left foot on the inside of the block or hand? From there, turn to the right side with legs straight. Reach your arms up. Join the palms together and squeeze the glutes. On the exhale, turn your torso towards the front of the mat, putting more pressure into your right heel. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, bend into your left knee. Hold it. 3, warrior 1. Exhale. 2, inhale. Squeezing my right glute in order to bend deeper into the left knee. 3, last one. And on the exhale, you lift your right heel, square the thighs and hips, and sit deeper into your left thigh. Inhale, reach it back and arch back. And on the exhale, lean forward, long belly on top of the left thigh. Open your palms shoulder width apart. Hold it for 3. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. On the exhale, place your hands down. Inhale, launch your right leg up and come onto your fingertips. Almost no support. Exhale, square your hips by turning your right inner thigh up. Hold it here, option 1. Option 2, place your hands down in front of the block, maybe even on the floor. So from there, option 2 would be to lift your left heel, bringing all the weight into your hands. And option 3 would be to bend your right knee into the right shoulder and seeing if your left leg lifts. Again, bend your right knee into the shoulder. Let's see if your left leg lifts. And exhale, extend your right leg back. We come back to option 1. From there, everyone, from option 1, bend your left knee and slow motion, take a huge step back onto your right toes. Well done. From there, place your hands down and take a conscious step back into your plank. And then exhale, push your hips back in this long down dog, but you need to shift your feet forward, bend your knees, and look between the blocks as you press your belly against the thighs. Now, step your left foot behind right wrist and step your right foot behind left. Keep your shins crossed, drop your glutes, and now try and take all the body weight into your blocks by lifting the knees into the chest, entering your feet, and sitting behind the blocks. Well done. From there, uncross, point your toes. Keep your hands on blocks, keep leaning back. Option 1, shins parallel to the ground. Option 2, straighten the legs, look at your big toe. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, last one. On the exhale, drop to your feet. Well done. We're going to do left cross once more. So your right leg is behind, and you're going to hug the knees into the chest. Keep your feet flexed and active. So from leaning back, I'm going to lean forward and lift my glutes, dropping weight into my forehead. So inhale, lift the hips, dropping to my forehead. Exhale, sit. So a swinging action. 2, inhale, lift up. Exhale. 3, inhale, swing and lift up. Exhale, sit. Move the blocks away and behind. Drop to your feet and heel toe the feet underneath the knees and let the knees drop on top of your ankles. Inhale, roll onto your pubic bone and reach your arms up. Exhale, rotate the shoulders and place your fingertips onto the floor. Push down with fingertips and roll to pubic bone. Lift the chest, straighten your elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, and exhale, hold. 3 breaths in. Exhale. 2 in. Trying to feel a stretch on my front body and squeezing my back body. 3. And on the exhale, push and come back to rolling your spine. Looking for my blocks, bring the blocks in front of your glutes. Keep the cross of the legs, but keep the knees hugging into the chest. With my flexed feet, my blocks no wider than the shoulders. I'm going to do that same swinging action, but I'm going to try and rest my shins dropped onto the floor. If you want me to show it first, I'm going to inhale, swing, and sit onto my shins and heels. Okay, I'll do it with you one more time. Inhale, lift up, sit onto your shins. Well done. From there, you're going to lean forward, lift the hips, straightening the arms. Try to jump into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and hold. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. And on the exhale, drop to your knees, push. Come into child's pose with arms behind you. Drop the elbows, shoulders, and your chest. We hold it for 3. Letting the forehead crease towards the bridge of the nose. 2, inhale, we're done, well done. Exhale. 3, inhale. So good. Let's sit back towards the heels, rounding your spine vertebra by vertebra. Looking forward as you open the shoulders. Okay, so the last use of the blocks, and then we're done with them. You're probably angry with blocks now and you want to throw them away. So, coming onto your blocks, this is great for learning jump through. So we just did a little press through, sliding the shins. Now we're going to do a jump through with both legs straight. So from downward facing dog, I want you to look between the hands and bend your knees, getting the stomach pressing against the thighs. We're just going to go for 1 jump through, and if you always want to pause this video later and practice, you can. So when I jump through, I'm going to look into the air and shoot my legs straight, flexing my feet. Inhale, arms straight, kick, and exhale, sit down. Move the blocks out of the way, and then bend your knees, inhale, and exhale. This is going to feel good. Lie down. Ooh. Walk your heels towards the hips. Keep the back of the neck long, tucking your chin towards the throat. And then from there, you're going to press down through your triceps and heels, lifting the glutes and trying to connect your chest towards the chin. From there, interlock your fingers underneath the hips. Try to straighten the elbows as you walk the shoulder blades in. And then keep pressing through the heels, hugging the inner thighs. Hold it. 3. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Last one. And on the exhale, release your lock of the fingers and come back down. Release the pinch of the shoulders. Well done. Open the knees wide. Slide the feet together. Come into Baddha Kona with your legs. Butterfly the legs. Reaching the arms up behind the head and trying to flatten out your shoulders, your elbows, and even your forearms. Stay here for 3. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. And now relax the shoulders, let the elbows bend. As you relax that whole arm, relax your whole body. Try and find some surrender. Just going to do one more recovering breath. Use that energy, gather it up, exhale. Close your knees in towards the center and walk your heels towards your glutes. So you can either repeat tucking the tailbone, lengthening your upper back. And you can either repeat pressing into your elbows and lifting the hips, or you can lift the hips and then change your hands, placing them underneath your shoulders, elbows pointing up. And then from there, you want to push down through the heels and hands, lift the head, and maybe come onto the crown of your head. From there, open your fingers wide, push the hands, and see if you can push the feet. So stay buoyant, be careful of your extension of the shoulder, and then slowly start to push the feet to enter the chest forward. Coming into your full bridge pose if you can, for 3 breaths. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. And on the exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, bring the back of the neck between your hands, and come down vertebra by vertebra. Well done. This time, hug your knees into the chest, grab your elbows, and lift the head, bringing your nose in between the knees. Give yourself one more squeeze. Inhale. And then exhale, vertebra by vertebra. Roll the back of your neck down. Keep your chin tucked. Let go of the knees. Open the knees in your butterfly, Baddha Kona. Hands on hips. Start to open both palms, coming onto the back of the knuckles. Straightening out your arms and elbows. Starting to slide both heels into the corners of the mat. And letting the feet roll and drop to the side into Shavasana, your final resting pose. I want you to rest here, coming into silence, losing control and surrendering to your body. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for at least 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I shall say goodbye. Thank you for joining me for class. Namaste.